Hey friends, I'd never heard of Ethan Van Sciver until I saw an interview with Renfamous on YouTube. I'll include a link to that down below. He is a comic book artist who seems to have given up on trying to excel at his craft and instead achieved notoriety by obsessing and stalking women online. The interview is a little hard to believe. Could anyone really be that demented? But then I've been harassed for over 20 years by the sad little anti-atheist Dennis Marcuse, also known as David Mabus, so I shouldn't doubt the absurdity that lurks in little men's hearts. Mabus, by the way, is back and has been firing off his boilerplate screeds at me once again. Anyway, so I had to look in on Van Sciver's work, and if anything, Renfamous underplayed it. He's one of those guys who has racked up a large subscriber count on the back of his misogyny, and now his fury is directed at the movie Captain Marvel, which hasn't come out yet. The problem is, its protagonist is a woman, which means, of course, that it must be an SJW movie. Captain Marvel must therefore die. The movie must flop. And all the SJWs in the world are resting their hopes and dreams on this one commercial venture, and therefore Van Sciver and his cronies are howling about how dissing this movie will allow them to own the libs. It's utterly bizarre. I'm one of those SJWs, I guess, but I have nothing invested in the movie. I'll go see it because I enjoy a busy bit of superhero CGI fluff. And yes, I do think the comic book and comic movie industry ought to serve their entire fan base, which includes women and minorities. But I don't know if the movie will be any good. Of the Marvel movies, I like Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok about the best. The gigantic ensemble movies where overpowered teams of people in spandex demolish cities, I like those least. But my taste does not dictate what others should enjoy. Van Sciver hasn't seen the movie either, but he's convinced himself that it must be trash. So he's been on a crusade to condemn it already. Fine. I've been known to hate watch some movies, the God's Not Dead movies, for example, so he's free to like or dislike whatever he wants, as intensely as he wants. But he's making about 3 videos a day that consist of nothing but incessant hating on this one unreleased movie. It's getting freaky, man. So I watched one of his videos. Just one. It was enough. It was this one. So you see, Marvel released the embargo on professional critics reviews this week. So the first reviews have finally been posted. And Van Sciver is quite excited by these reviews because, he claims, the movie sucks. Furthermore, he claims, SJWs are in a panic. That's 2 lies in just his title. The reviews don't say what he claims, and I haven't noticed any SJWs melting down. Speaking for myself, I'll be disappointed if I go see a poor movie, but it just means the movie is bad, not that my worldview has failed. What Van Sciver does in this not-so-exciting video is point his camera at the Metacritic movie review site and scroll through the reviews, adding his commentary. It's weirdly delusional. Here, for instance, is the overview from Metacritic. It says, generally favorable reviews based on 39 critics, with an overall score of 66%. This is not surprising. It's a professionally crafted genre movie. Some reviewers will like it, others will not. Isn't this what you would expect? It's saying it's not a bomb, but it's also not an earth-shakingly important movie. The score is quite comparable to what other very popular superhero movies have gotten. But that's not how Van Sciver spins it.
Here, look at this, 68%. That's a failing grade. At least it was in high school. That would be I think that's an F. Is that an F? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, well, it might be an F. I don't know. It might be a D-, but they actually changed.
Now, that's just strange. A movie is not an algebra class where you have to master the basic concepts and can fail, as Van Sciver apparently did in high school. A movie is a subjective experience, and this score says there was a range of reviews, some liking it very much, others disliking it. But Van Sciver is crowing that the movie sucks while showing a screen that says, generally favorable. He does this all the reviews, one by one. I won't waste your time with all of it, but look at this one example. Roper at the Chicago Sun-Times says, this isn't the greatest movie ever made, but it's definitely one of the funniest and one of the sweetest. That's a positive review. It's also a positive sign to me because I think it's essential for a superhero movie to have a sense of humor. But how does Van Sciver interpret this review?
An 88, even he can't stomach this. Even Richard Roper can't stomach this.
Even Richard Roper can't stomach this, he says. The written summary is right there in front of the viewer's face, and Van Sciver completely contradicts it, and people believe him. He does finally get down to the negative reviews he can agree with. There's one. Johnny Oleksensky didn't like it at all. Again, fine. Maybe I will be bored by the movie too, but I think I'll wait until I see it to judge. Van Sciver, though, is giddy like a schoolboy.
This is going to be an incredible weekend. I predicted $85 million when they were initially projecting $180 million. Right now, it's anyone's guess. I'm thinking it might even be lower than that. I'm projecting $70 million for their opening weekend. Oh, I'm giddy. I'm like a schoolboy. I'm like a small child. I'm so excited right now. So excited by this great news. I hope you are too. More videos are coming as we examine the utter collapse of this whole build-up,
and predicts the complete collapse of this movie, and apparently Marvel as a whole, because the early reviews are, I quote, generally favorable. He also thinks the SJWs are in a panic because this site reports generally favorable reviews. It's a bit disturbing. The enthusiastic promotion of opinions, contradicted by evidence in front of his face, is practically religious. And I think this is what really bothers me about it. It's like this man is transparently lying about the content of videos he's even showing to people. Now, the movie could make more money than he predicts. It could make less. Won't matter at all to him. Won't matter to me. It's a personal triumph for him, though, no matter what happens. I don't really care. And I don't judge movies by their box office anyway. But I do judge people by their honesty and accuracy. And I'm going to give Van Sciver a failing grade of 0 on both criteria. Much lower than a 68, so Captain Marvel is already doing better than he is. But I don't care about Van Sciver personally. I'll probably never watch another video by the guy, and I won't miss him at all. But he's a symptom of a bigger problem, one that plagues YouTube. It's that it monetizes and rewards hatred and stupidity. Van Sciver has built a cultish following because, first, there is no end of regressive people on YouTube. Secondly, capitalism in general favors the adoption of uniform sets of cultivated identities, the better to market to them. And 3, it's incredibly easy to build a raw audience around hatred of other identities. So people clump together naturally enough. But YouTube is built around algorithms that reward particular kinds of assertive, aggressive tribes. And few tribes have been as successful at exploiting the biases of the algorithm as the anti-feminists and the misogynists. We saw it happen with atheists who marketed themselves on YouTube. And now it seems comic book fans can do it too. That's the scary bit about this, that we've built these culture plates and stocked them with media that seems to favor the growth of pathogens, and no one is trying to stop the proliferation of diseased minds. Oh well. It's my birthday this weekend, and my wife is taking me out for dinner and a movie, and the movie playing in town is Captain Marvel. I'll let you know what I think, and I'll make 2 promises. I'll report my subjective opinion honestly. I'm not going in with a bunch of major preconceptions. Maybe I'll even agree with Van Sciver's biased guess on the quality of the movie, because honestly, I think the superhero genre is getting a bit stale. I want to see more diversity in entertainment as well as in the country as a whole, so I may not like it because I'm an SJW. Even if I hate the movie, my general worldview will be unaffected. I won't start hating women, and I'll continue to be an advocate for social justice. These are important matters, and they won't be affected by an evening's light entertainment, no matter what some YouTube loon believes. It's terribly sad that there's this whole decrepit basement of YouTube that has become the happy home of sewer dwellers of very little brain, prone to these obsessive, pointless campaigns. I'm fine with letting them wallow, but every once in a while, the less craptastic users of this service need to speak up and tell them to stay down in the pit. Okay, well, I get that rant off my chest. Have fun. Enjoy the movies, no matter what they are.